Hello, welcome to Outdoors for Adventure. In this video, we are traveling to Oklahoma to visit some family. If you haven't been to the channel before, I'm Tim and my wife's name is Ashley, and we travel as much as we can outdoors, finding as many adventures as possible. In this adventure, we travel to Oklahoma to visit family, and while we're there, we decide to check out some of the Oklahoma Adventure Trail, or the O.A.T. The section we decided to explore has part of it already on Onyx Off-Road. That section is in the WMA of the Witchita Mountains, and there's 59 miles of it from the Witchita Mountains headed back towards Sayre, Oklahoma, which is where we actually started our adventure. On the way to Sayre, we stopped and saw a few attractions. We couldn't miss the Lamp Leg in Chickasha, and of course, the gas station that was part of Rain Man. We did check out State Park and then continued on to Sayre, Oklahoma, where we picked up the Oklahoma Adventure Trail. This video shows some of that part of the trail and ends at the private farm, in which we already have a video posted. It was the first video we posted of this route, but I was excited to share that beautiful section of this trail system. I will be sure to put a link to that video in this description of this video. We also traveled all the way to the Witchita WMA and exited the Oklahoma overland route there to head back home to Texas. This was a pretty awesome trail. Although I was born in Oklahoma, there's parts of Oklahoma that I still haven't seen, and some of the land that this route traveled through I have never been to before. Oklahoma has some hidden gems, and if you know where to find them, it's pretty cool to go check them out. Thanks to the people that share GPX files and their stories on their adventures, it lets us find areas to go and explore for the first time. So it's pretty cool. The landscape along this part of this route was surprising. I had been to Witchita Mountain in that area before, drove through the wildlife management area, and I did know those hills were there in Oklahoma. But I did not know that they expanded more out into Oklahoma as far as they did. And it's pretty cool to just see a bunch of flat land and then all of a sudden you see a huge rock hill, or sometimes it just looks like a pile of rocks. But it's pretty amazing. The landscape was beautiful. We had a blast driving this trail. And when we got to Oklahoma, we had heard and been watching the weather about all the storms and the rain that had been there. And we was afraid that the roads would be too muddy for us to traverse. Not that we weren't be able to in our Jeep Grand Cherokee. We do have some Wild Peak AT3s. They're quite capable. The Grand Cherokee Trailhawk is quite capable, and it does have about 11 inches of ground clearance in the highest setting. So it wasn't that we weren't able to run muddy roads, but we don't like messing the roads up for the locals that have to drive those roads. Even if they're roads that's really not driven a whole lot, for the few that do have to drive them, we try to respect them and not mess things up. Now, we did hit just a few wet spots, a couple of mud holes, but we did as little damage as possible going through them. There wasn't any problem going through. They were not anything major. So we traversed through those really easy. Now we did make it into WMA there in a Wichita wildlife management area. I forgot exactly which management area that's called, but it's where the river crossing is. And we pulled up to the river. It goes down a steep bank, and then on the other side, it goes up a steep bank. And that part of it wouldn't have been that bad, but the river was high, and there was no way we could have went through there. Uh, I don't even know if we would have saw the top of the Jeep if we went down in there. And it was also flowing pretty good. So I just pulled Onyx up and looked at the map, and there was several dirt roads we could choose from to bypass, go around that little part of the river. And I was kind of glad we did because the way we chose went to the south side of that river. And that was just a beautiful drive up through there. Some of the roads got a little bit skinny in some of that section, but it was just beautiful, and we really enjoyed going that way. It wasn't long after that uh, we had to get home, so we did exit the Oklahoma overland route or trail and headed back to Texas. It did take us quite a while to drive the part that we drove, and had we had more time, we probably would have just continued on the O.A.T because it did kind of continue east toward our part of the country. But being as time was limited, we had to head home, and I don't think we got home till 2 o'clock that morning. But it was well worth it. I'm so glad we got to do part of it. I'm glad that the roads weren't sloppy, and we were able to do that section of the route. Uh, the state parks there at the Wichita WMA uh, are pretty cool. There's an ATV ride area right next to one of those parks, and I would definitely plan on camping there if you're going to run these routes. And it looked like you just pull in, find your spot, and you're going to pull up their website, scan their code that's on a board there, and it'll bring up their site, and you reserve the site and pay for it right there on the spot. But you do have to reserve the spots like that to be able to camp in them. But the restrooms were clean, the area was clean, there was shade trees, water, everything you need. In fact, the one right there beside the ATV area, they had electricity and water at the site. So it's a really cool campground. And of course, you're right there to see the Wichita Mountains and explore that area while you're there too. But we had a great time. Like I said, the landscape surprised us, and I knew that there was some of those hills like that in the area. I just didn't know how widespread they were, and some of the gullies washed out in the land. It was just beautiful, and I was so happy we got to do part of it and share it with y'all. Now we did upload the GPX file to Onyx. And like I said, 59 miles of this trail is already on the Onyx app that was mapped by a trail guide. So we used that also, but the GPX was overlaid onto the Onyx app, and we used the Onyx app to follow the GPX file. And it was cool that we could see each of the hills uh, height on the app. Each one of them, Onyx has how tall they were. And another cool feature, especially being in Oklahoma, is I had the weather part turned on to where we could watch the precipitation and cloud cover on the app itself. So that's really cool. Fortunately for us, the weather was beautiful and we had zero rain. So that worked out very well for us. Little information about the Oklahoma Adventure Trail, and you can actually find what I'm fixing to say on Travel Oklahoma uh, trip planner website. But they say The Oklahoma Adventure Trail is a unique and ever-changing route that crosses through the state and allows visitors to avoid major roads and towns. Created by two Oklahomans and contributed to by numerous more. This trail is 70% dirt roads and 30% paved that takes riders and hikers through scenic, historical, and diverse regions throughout Oklahoma. Although the route was curated by dual sport motorcycle riders, the Oklahoma Adventure Trail can be ridden in a 4x4 vehicle, bicycled, or hiked. Ride Oklahoma says that in 2012, two Oklahoma area adventure riders mapped an adventure trail around Oklahoma dubbed the Oklahoma Adventure Trail. This mostly off-road trail winds around the perimeter of Oklahoma, bypassing major roads and towns. In total, it extends approximately 1,700 miles around Oklahoma. The route is perfect for adventure bikes, dual sport bikes, and any off-road capable bike that is street legal. As I said earlier, the section that we were running was including the Witchita Mountains. The Witchita Mountains are located in the southwestern portion of the United States of Oklahoma. Being the result of a failed continental rift, the mountains are a northwest-southeast trending series of rocky promontories, many capped by 500-million-year-old granite. These were exposed and rounded by weathering during the Pennsylvanian and Permian periods. The eastern end of the mountain offers 1,000 feet of topographic relief in a region otherwise dominated by gently rolling grasslands. The mountains are home to numerous working ranches and quarry operations, a state reformatory, recreational homes, campsites, and scenic parklands. Fort Sill, home of the U.S. Army Field Artillery School, occupies a large portion of the southeastern end of the mountains. The Wichita Mountains National Wildlife Refuge is a favorite for hikers and rock climbers in the region. It is located adjacent to Cache Medicine Park, Indiahoma, and historic Mears, and is a short drive from Lawton and Walters. Bison, elk, and deer are protected on the 59,000-acre wildlife refuge. The refuge also manages a herd of longhorn cattle. A scenic highway, Highway 115, traversing the park permits leisurely views of these and other fauna. Backcountry camping is available in the Charon Gardens Wilderness Area. The park is home to a small number of fishing lakes. There are several trails for hiking. The Treasure Lake Job Corps site, which is now closed, is located here. Additional points of interest include the Refuge's Visitor Center, Holy City of the Wichitas, Juana, Parker Lake and Dam, Lake Jed Johnson, and Lake La Tonka. The Great Plains State Park is located near the geographic center of the Wichita Mountains, north of the town of Mountain Park. Quartz Mountain Nature Park and Art Center is a recreation area located north of the city of Altus. At 2,464 feet, Mount Scott is the second highest mountain within the Wichita Mountains National Wildlife Refuge boundary. Mount Pinchot in the special use area is 12 feet taller. A paved road leads to the summit of Mount Scott, offering views of the granite promontories to the west, the wind farm on the Slick Hills to the north, the lakes to the south and east, Fort Sill and Lawton. The highest peak in the Wichita Mountains, including areas outside of the refuge, is Haley Peak at 2,481 feet. Haley Peak is located on private property just outside the northwest corner of the refuge. When the area was part of the Indian reservations and therefore off limits to non-Native Americans, the Witchita Mountains were rumored to contain rich gold deposits. When the area was first opened up for settlement, many prospectors staking mining claims and towns were laid out to serve the presumed bonanzas, but no economic deposits were found. The gold boom was prolonged by some unscrupulous assayers who found gold in every sample, but the miners eventually gave up, leaving behind ghost towns such as Wildman, Oklahoma. Rising above the plains of Oklahoma, the Wichita Mountains are a testament to the strength of ancient granite mountains. This unconquerable stone defeated the plow, protecting one of the last remnants of the mixed grass prairie and providing habitat for bison, elk, white-tailed deer, and a variety of other mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish. From birding and biking to hiking and hunting, the diversity of the landscape within the public use area offers ample opportunities for recreation. The Wichita Mountains is one of the oldest, most prestigious national wildlife refuge in America. Set aside in 1901, Wichita Mountains was originally established a forest reserve. President Theodore Roosevelt redesignated the area in 1905 as the Wichita Forest and Game Preserve, created for the protection of game animals and birds, and shall be recognized as a breeding place therefore, encompassing 59,020 acres, which is about 90 square miles. The refuge manages 22,400 acres for public use and 8,570 areas of wilderness. Wichita Mountains and all refuges across the country are closed to all uses unless specifically permitted. Help protect your public lands and this priceless ecological treasure by following established rules and regulations. There is a whole lot to see and do in this area. We enjoy it immensely. It is a gem of Oklahoma, and we were happy that we got to see and share this with you. We hope you enjoy the rest of this route. It is going to continue for quite a while, and I didn't speed anything up. If you want to click through it, fast forward through it, that'll be up to you, but you'll get to see the majority of what we drove. We didn't record everything. I also had some problems with the GoPro overheating, so I had to make do with other cameras and such, but I shared what I got, and I hope y'all enjoy it, and we look forward to traveling some more of the Oklahoma Overland Trail. While you're here, please hit that subscribe button, share our channel with your friends, and give us a big thumbs up if you would. This helps our channel immensely. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the video.
Jeep Grand Cherokee, sitting mean and fierce. Topographic rap, sharp edges just pierce. Onyx off-road, map the trails we embrace. Tracks through the mud, leave no trace. Black satin finish, stealth in the dusk. Exploring with Onyx, muscles won't rust. Respect the road, wisdom in our grind. Ethic keeps us steady, clear in the mind. Trailhawk prowling through the daunting pass. Every twist and turn, shadowed aftermath. Tracking our way safe, return in sight. Every peak we conquer, we own the night. Rough terrains tremble under heavy tread, leave fear behind, chasing dreams instead. Hill climb, rock slide, nothing we deny. Trailhawk roars, reaching for the sky. Compass in hand, stars our only guide. Navigating ethos firm, respect in the wild, we take on the term. Left us, waste behind us, freedom in our veins. On X directs us, links to unseen lanes. Safety first, we plan it precise. Trailhawk spirit, fuel for life. Yes! Respect in the wild, we take on the term. From the storm, engine roaring through the fog, and the rain keeps us warm. Lockers kicking dirt, flying high, tires gripping tight. Adventure written in the mud under the moonlight. 4x4 we roll, no need to hold no hands. Jeep love in the sun and the rain across this land. Rain or shine, we're on the climb, ready for the dive. With mud tires and a roaring heart, we come alive. From roars and a roaring heart. We come alive, yeah.
Kick up dirt trails, pounding in low gear, mud tires gripping, no fear here. Locking rear, forging through the muck. Toe straps ready, never get stuck. Extra lights blazing, night turns to day. Onks off-road app, never lose the way. Forest roads winding, endless green maze. Slip and slide, adrenaline craze. Feel the rumble off the beaten path. Storming through muddles, make the engine laugh. What a great ride, freedom in the air. Off-road adventure, nothing to compare. Body sways, axles twisting tight. Rock crawling conqueror under moonlight. Hill climbs daunting, still we ascend. Off-road explorers till journey's end. Tree canopies, skies obscured. Mud baths earned, visions blurred. Roaring engine symphony, nature's choir. Off-road hearts burning with fire. Deep ruts, tire tracks imprinted. Each turn, each bump fully committed. Roaming free, wild and unconfined. Adventure's path etched in our mind. Feel the rumble off the beaten path. Storming through muddles, make the engine laugh. What a great ride, freedom in the air. Off-road adventure, nothing to compare. My ride's a beast that can't be beat. Steel and rubber, wild and free. Adventure calls, it's meant to be. Air's fresh up in my face. Gravel roads are my embrace. Limited slip through shifting sand. Explore the wide and rugged land. Jeep Grand Cherokee, so bold. Off-road ready, stories told. Mud tires grip the earth so tight. We chase the day into the night. Suspension lifts us high and low. Comfort on the go, on winding flow. Room for gear, just pack it in. Sleek design, let's life begin. Mountain rivers, forest deep. Paths unknown where trail hills steep. Break the chains, let's make our mark. In this beast taste, we light the spark. Jeep Grand Cherokee, so bold, off-road ready, stories told. Mud ties grip the earth so tight, we chase the day into the night. Cherokee, so bold, off-road ready, stories told. Mud ties grip the earth so tight, we'll chase the day into the night. Bad to the bone, this Jeep of mine, rolling over stones in a straight line, exploring trails with dust and trees, feeling that wild, sweet mountain breeze. Crossing creeks with all four wheels, every bump and turn we feel, tearing down to grip that ground, roaring out with an untamed sound. Camping gear all packed and ready, fridges full, food plenty steady. Anticipation hits the sky, adventures made we can't deny. Flames dancing in the midnight glow, stories of places where we'll go, traveling paths so wild and free, under stars, just you and me. Another run, miles to cover till day is done. Fuel the dreams we can't ignore. Off we go to explore some more, some more. Each hill we climb brings endless views, nature's gifts we cannot refuse. Wheels keep turning, hearts on fire, chasing dreams. Climb brings endless views, nature's gifts we cannot refuse. Wheels keep turning, hearts on fire, chasing dreams we never tire. Keeping gear all packed and ready, fridges full, food plenty steady. Anticipation hits the sky, adventures made we can't deny. Bad to the bone, rolling free. Big stones crack under me. Forest trails winding wide, crossing creeks with a sigh.